many limudim in Parshas Koirach, whether it's about machlekes or it's about kineh, all the different limudim in Parshas Koirach that there are here. And I saw something incredible that the Michtav Eliyahu brings. The Michtav Eliyahu in Chelik Daled, in page 305, he brings down from Rav Haigoin, a very interesting mashal. Now I must tell you that this is found in the Tshuvas of Rav Haigoin. And obviously, if it's in a Tshuva of Rav Haigoin, then it's something that Rav Haigoin felt was kivyachol la'alocha, was something that needs to be brought la'alocha. And it's something which has some incredible necessity for Klal Yisrael to know this, not just in a Musar Dika fashion, but as a staple in Psak Halacha. In the Tshuvas Rav Haigoin, he brings a mashal in the 13th siman. There was a Shual Echad. There was a certain fox that an Ari came, a lion came to eat him. A lion came to eat this fox. No, what happened? So the fox told the lion, no, it's not kedai to eat me. It's not kedai to eat me. Like one of these little shragi foxalach. I'm a little skinny guy, not kedai to eat me. So the Ari said to him, yeah, but what do you want? My son, I'm very, very hungry. Right? So he said, look, I tell you, over there's a very, very big fat guy. A very, very huge guy. And what do you want to eat me for when you go and eat him? He's a geschmacker looking guy. What do you want to eat him for? What do you want to eat me for? Just go and eat him. What do you want to eat? So he said, okay, where is he? Where? So he said, if I show you, you're not going to be here. So he tells, look over there. Now this person was sitting, this big fat guy, like a geschmacker, like fat with a pH. He had like 3 tummies, a geschmacker looking guy. He was pregnant always, a geschmacker. And there he is over there. And he says, the Ari says to him, the shul says, you go over there and you'll jump on him. He won't even chop you there. Now, right before this person was sitting, there was a boar that was covered up, a little pit, which was covered up. So there he is. The Ari sees him. And he says, great. And he goes and he says to him, well, he says, I'm just afraid to go and get him. Why? Because look, he looks like a very big tzaddik. And I'm afraid that he's going to dive into Hashem. And, and then what'll be with me? He's going to dive into Hashem, and Hashem is going to get me after I eat him. So he said, nah, there's nothing to worry about. It's not going to happen to you. It'll happen to your great-grandchildren. To you, it's not going to be. Don't worry about it. So he said, okay, no problem. So he went. He started walking toward him. And he went there. And then right when he's about to pounce on him, boom, he fell into the pit, which is right in front of the person. And there was a covered boar, and he fell right into the pit. And now there he is on the floor of the pit. No. So he screams up at the shual. He was all angry at the lion. He was all angry at this fox. And he said to him, what'd you do to me? You told me nothing's going to happen to me. You told me it's only going to happen to my grandchildren. Right? So he says, yeah, but you don't realize somebody told that to your grandfather. Your grandfather also was one time did some type of an avla, and somebody told him, don't worry about it. It's not going to happen anything to you. It's going to happen to your grandchildren. It's like, besides, now you're getting what happened to your grandchildren. And so the lion looked up at it and said, what kind of mishigas is that? What's going to happen to happen from my grandfather? You think that's something that happened some time of my grandfather, they're going to come to get me, right? You think that the Rebbeinu Shalom, Avois, Achloi, Basar, Veshinei, Banim, Tikahena, you think that the forefathers, they're going to do the crime and it's going to come out in the grandson? So the fox said to him, no, so why didn't you realize that in the beginning? And he walked away. Adkan Rav Haigoin, and Rav Haigoin finishes with the words, Kama Musar Yesh b'mashal zeh. What a fabulous musar you could learn from this. Rabbi say, Rav Haigoin is teaching us this musar. It's obviously not just a kinder story. It's not just a child story. Rav Haigoin, Rabbi say, that was the head of the Geonim. He became the Rosh Hashiva of the Geonim when he was 13 years old. The other Geonim were afraid to even say his name. They called him Goin. And if Rav Haigoin is telling us that there's some type of incredible musar, we have to learn from over here. What's the musar that's being taught over here? The entire parsha is filled with total and utter lakshin, total, utter narishkeit. The entire parsha, every single taina is filled with such utter foolishness. From beginning till the end, every single part of the parsha, the taina of the beged shekula tcheles. What shaykh is in the world? Because the beged is kulei tchelis, but it's a four-cornered garment, and it needs tzitzis. The bayis, which is mali svarim, that bayis should need a mezuzah. Shaykh is in the Welt. A bayis needs a mezuzah because every day you come into the house and you see from the havlei ha'olam, and you have to remember there's a Rebbeinu Shalom, and I'm a yid, and a yid acts differently, and we're not like goyim. And every time you pass it, when you come into your bayis, which is kulei svarim, you have to remember it. When you look at the mezuzah, it's going to cause you to remember. Shaykh is in the Welt. Shaykh is in the Welt. He looks into his grandchildren and he sees he's going to have a Shmuel, and therefore it's kedai him to be chaylik on Moshe Rabbeinu. What shaykh is in the Welt? Maybe you can have children. Maybe your children are going to do tshuva. What's the connection? Total and utter shtusim. The Rebbeinu Shalom took us out of Mitzrayim, which was the Eretz, Zavas, Dvash, Chalav, Dvash, and Talamisenu Bamidbar. They had a fire that went behind them. They had a cloud that went in front of them. Moshe Rabbeinu's been he's splitting seas and bringing down man from Shemayim. They're worried they're going to die in the Midbar. They're worried the Rebbeinu Shalom is not going to take care of them. They came out of Auschwitz. Where's this Eretz, Zavas, Chalav, Dvash that they were talking about, Bichlal? Because the Parsha is filled with total lukshin. Total narishkeit. So we have to ask a kasha. Smart individuals, where did they come from to say such lukshin and such narishkeit and such foolishness over and over, such ridiculousness? And I tell you one thing, Rabbi Say, when Kairach was on the way down, oh boy, did it, oh, I made a mistake. Oh, that was a very big mistake, right? I guess this wasn't coming. Well, I guess Taka wasn't kedai to fight with Moshe Rabbeinu. So how come he didn't realize all this? How come all before? The teretz is one teretz, Rabbi Say. One teretz, and that's I'll read you the words of the Michtav Eliyahu. Kasher hataiva miskaberes ala odom. Smart individuals, intelligent individuals. Pikich, the Chazal told us what a smart person he was. Kasher, the taiva is misgaber on the odom. When a person gets a desire, a tachlis in life, the tachlis that Kairach had at this point is that I got to be the king, right? And I have to have the covet. I already have the wealth. Now I have to have the covet. When a person has a tachlis, his tachlis is a direction. I want gaiva. I want covet. I want wealth. When that becomes his focus, the focus, miskaberes al-adam loydai. When you're in that situation, ein chachmasai. Not only is your chachma not going to help you, not only you think this person is an intelligent person, a very smart individual. Ella megayisu as a chachma lazarte kedei lahatos as olam. Not only that, but your incredible chachma that you have is going to be the tool and the utensil which is going to cause your downfall and is going to cause you to ruin others and cause them to go in this fakumta oifen. It's a base. You see from here such an incredible yisaid. Such incredible yisaid. This Ari beforehand. He was not capable. The Ari is an intelligent animal. He's the king of the forest. The Rebbeinu Shalom gave a lion incredible. When I was in South Africa, so there was he himself wasn't such an intelligent person, but there was a very interesting tour guide who was telling us all the different things about the animal's kingdom and everything it does, right? And he was telling us how they taste also. Interesting fellow. He was telling us how the lion and the different chachmas of the lion. And the lion is an incredible chacham. How come the lion why didn't the lion chap that this is not such an intelligent? Don't you realize that if you're worried about this person's tefillah, so then you should worry now, and that the Rebbeinu Shalom is going to take it out on your grandchildren? Why would the Rebbeinu Shalom take out on the grandchildren the avla that you're doing? It doesn't make any sense. And the lion himself realized that's a shtus. The second afterward, he realized it's a shtus. So what happened over here? The answer is because when the lion was gechapt by a taiva, when a person is chapt by taiva, so then he has no ability to think straight. And adarabba, he will use his chachma in order to promote his goal of taiva. So over here, he said, that sounds like a wonderful svara. He's not going to take it out on me. And he'll believe in every shtus in the felt in order for what? In order just to increase the ability for him to get his taiva. We're living in a world today that it's the level of foolishness and total and utter stupidity that is being spread by every single chacham, by every head of state, by every single intelligent doctor, by every single, the level of intense and utter total stupidity, right? It's unbelievable. And sometimes you have people, so till now I used to think like this, well, maybe it's just by people that are not so intelligent. But you see people, there's a place called Harvard. I'm told that that to get in there, you either have to be one of these guys that was like a yeshiva bacher that, took the LSATs and whatever, and then they put you straight in or whatever, one of these types of maisalach, right? Or whatever. Or otherwise you have to go through 3 years of college and get perfect marks and whatever. And here you have intelligent people. They're definitely intelligent. They're people that are smart people. And they say, push it, the most unbelievable, insane, crazy things. Where does it come from? Because in order for them to promote their goal of taiva, when you have a goal of taiva, it will take all of your chachma and make it into total and utter shtusim. I heard recently some such things. It was unbelievable to me that people that are considered intelligent people, someone was telling me like this. There was a certain person who he had a campaign. What was his campaign? His campaign is that the world is talking about how all these people that are, they have low immune systems and things like that. So they certainly have to be more careful, right? They certainly have to be more careful. And anybody that has a small amount of seichel would understand that, right? So what happened? So this person, he decided to make a campaign against people with low, I don't know if this is famous or not famous, but that people with low immunities, right, should not care about corona. Rabbi say, it's like saying that you should walk in the middle of the FDR. Just walk across the street slowly in the middle of the night, wearing your jacket and your black hat so that no one could see you. Right? Just walk across the street, fight with the car. This is the most unintelligent statement maybe ever in the history of the world. That somebody with a low immunity should not wear a mask and should not be careful and should not wear gloves. So you would think that such an intense idiot or fool, right? I guess now you have to say Zechreina Leklala, because he's no longer alive, as you understand the end of the story in a moment. But Al Capone, he went around and campaigned, telling people that if you have a low immunity, so then you should not be stuck in your houses. And he even explained it. It's more unhealthy to be stuck in your house because your spirits will be low, and et cetera, et cetera. And if you have a low immunity, it's worse to have low spirits than to get corona. Rabbi said he made a campaign. I found out afterward, this person is no longer with us. He's in the world of Kulai Emes now. This person was a Harvard graduate, and he was one of the top 10 graduates of Harvard. I don't know which Harvard, I don't know what Harvard, but I just know that we're dealing with someone so intelligent. How is it shaykh? He's now in the Olam Emes. He also had a low immunity, right? And he would go around proving it to everyone and walk around, and he walked without a mask, and he walked around and he shook people's hands and he hugged people, and he is now dead. Now he is worm food, very unintelligent. How did this happen? How's it shaykh? The teretz is because he has a tachlis of taiva. You can't lock me up. And he also has a tachlis of gaiva. He wants everybody out. The more foolishness, the shita, the more out there I get, and the more that people know about me, the more I'm promoting my goal of gaiva and taiva. And because of that, he will use his incredible chachma to say the most incredibly stupid things. I ask you all mechila for having to listen to all of my shtusim today, such shtusim in the world. But Rabbi say, you have to remember that it gets into us. Every single, somebody yesterday was telling me, all the intelligent chachmas that even so-and-so, and he quoted some head of state and maybe some governor and maybe some mayor and maybe some this, even he said this and this at the beginning of Corona, he said this and this at the beginning of it. They are all balei gaiva, they are all balei taiva. And even if they are intelligent people, but their intelligence, when it is used to promote their gaiva and to promote their taiva, then they'll say such fluff. Rabbi say, you want to fight with Moshe Rabbeinu. What's the one thing not to say about Moshe Rabbeinu? You want to say Moshe Rabbeinu, you're short. God was 10 amas tall. You want to say Moshe Rabbeinu, you big bal taiva you are. No, he doesn't eat for 40 days and 40 nights. What could you say about Moshe Rabbeinu? What could you say? Moshe Rabbeinu, you big, if you want to fight Rechaim Kanievsky, what's the one thing not to say? You're a mamish amoridik a botlin. You know, you want to get into a fight with Chaim Kanievsky. You know what? You're a butlin. That's the one thing. The one thing not to say about Moshe Rabbeinu is the one thing that the Torah is made about Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu is the Anav Mikol Adam, the most humble person that ever walked the face of this earth. Moshe Rabbeinu. So what's the one thing you don't want to say to Moshe Rabbeinu when you get into a fight with him? Moshe Rabbeinu, Bal Gaiva. Madu atisnasu al kahal Hashem. How did it happen that Korach would say such a shtus? And how did it happen that 250 people bought into this shtus? The teretz is because when you have a goal of taiva and you have a goal of gaiva, so then all of your chachma is not going to save you. All your chachma is going to be used for that shtus, and it's going to make you say the most ridiculous, stupid things that were ever said on the face of the earth. But I must tell you, Rabbi Yisai, that in the year 2020, in the liberal world that you live in, so they have been successful to say even more stupid things than Korach. So what do you learn from here, Rabbi Yisai? Don't be stupid. Have a wonderful Shabbos, Rabbi Yisai. I love you all, and I miss you all. And there's lots and lots of stupid people out there that are very intelligent, but they are Balei Gaiva, and they are Balei Taiva. And just like the lion is at the bottom of the boar, and he fell into all of that shtus agam, he was smart. Why? Because the second the Taiva went away, he realized it's shtus. And Rabbi said that answers the kasha that you all have. How's it possible that the only people in the world that chap what a ridiculous comment that is, and a ridiculous comment that is, and a ridiculous shtus that is? How come it's only us? The teretz is pashut because we don't have all that taiva, we don't have all that gaiva. So all we see is one ken groisa shtus. If these heads of state can get up and say, you know, what do you want from them that they're looting? This is normal behavior. This is normal behavior. How can an intelligent person say such a thing, Rabbi Yisai? The answer is because he's a Bal Gaiva and a Bal Taiva. So therefore, he's going to use all of his intelligence to say the most stupid comments in the world. Like I told you, this was one big shtus. And I ask you all, mechila, for hearing such shtusim. Kol tov, have a wonderful Shabbos. Rabbi Rosenberg, I miss you.